Today, we are going to make some grass. No, I'm not in Colorado, so it's not going to be that kind of grass. It's our techniques that are so simple and sensible, your models will practically build themselves.
Of September every other year, well, we have a model show here in this beautiful valley of Salt Lake. So we're going to take a look at the one we had this year. Starting out on Friday night, we have a wonderful opportunity to get together for all of us at one of the local restaurants. And we have an auction. Usually things will go for real cheap. I got a box of spray paint for, say, $5. But it's a lot of fun and a great time by all of those who participate. There was about 25, 30 of us this time, hosted by Dem Brooders, the Engar brothers. So the next day on Saturday starts with the Gail Miller Center out in Sandy, and registration here at the front table. We move inside to the show, and you can see most of the tables here have things on them already. Most of the guys are talking about their different pieces that they've put up. We had almost 300 pieces, as I recall, this year, so it wasn't too bad of a show. So we are going to take a look at some of the pieces on the table individually, and this is in no particular order. You're going to have aircraft and armor and cars and things just scattered through everywhere. This KV5 was one of my favorites. So this Nova 75 Nova kit that somebody had entered, took an opportunity to talk with the builder and take some good pictures of it. I think it was very, very well done. He did use bare metal foil, and it was very obvious in some parts where it was wrinkled. So I told him about Molotov and how I like that. Here you've got a whole bunch of the armor entries, just a whole table of armor, various scales in this picture. And of course, with me, you're going to have Shermans, you're going to have Pershings, some of my favorites. A little rat fink display. This was kind of neat. This JS was actually built by a friend of mine. I think he did a wonderful job. Now check these out. This display of Mopars. Definitely like this one. This really got my attention. This is a KC-135E model in 1/48 scale, fueling a Prowler. Yeah, 1/48 scale. Absolutely amazing. Got to be one of those vacuum form kits, but very, very well done. This thing looked awesome. And a Connie in 1/48 scale. How about that? Two just magnificent beasts. Found this quite interesting, this little shadow box diorama. There were a couple of these, different ones at the show. And of course, regular old dioramas that are very, very busy with lots of figures and lots of, just a lot of stuff going on. This was kind of interesting here. and figures. Lots of really, really neat figures this night got my attention. But there were some great fantasy figures as well. Hubba hubba. But this was lit. It's pretty neat. So back to cars. Beautiful blue on this Camaro. But somebody did an SVO. Haha, I've got one of these kits and I will get it built and painted white eventually. Loved it. Nope, this was not my Grim Reaper. Mine's quite a bit different, but I still like this one. I thought he did a great job on it. And a mummy. I want my mummy. And here is an LAV command version, Marine Corps, like the one that I need to get built for my brother-in-law. And here we have 007, looking for Moneypenny, I believe. No, just 007. Here's another real neat shadow box. Here's the outside of it, and it tells the story of what it is. But this is the shooting down of Admiral Yamamoto. And check this out, force perspective diorama. Very, very neat. Well done. Zombie apocalypse. I like this one, obviously. That's pretty neat. And hey, look at this. This guy used Molotow liquid chrome for his chrome and real sandpaper for the shingles. Pretty neat. I want my mummy again. This time on wheels. As you can see, the ship category was very sparse, but this Ark Royal was really nice looking in 3/50th scale. And finally, one of my favorites, these old vintage kits, these curbside kits, but this Torino I think was very, very well done. Absolutely love it. So headed out into the foyer, run into my friend Tim Pruce. I've known Tim for 30 plus years, almost 40 years. Taking a little rest, a little siesta. Let's take a look at the giveaway table now. This is the raffle. This is all stuff that was all donated by our sponsors, and they were selling raffle tickets. I did win one little item, but it was towards the end of the raffle, so no, it was not one of these big, really cool things, unfortunately. And here is our table. Here's my buddy Mark, and his stuff and my stuff that we're trying to hawk. We actually did pretty good. I sold probably about 20 items. The gentleman next to us here had a whole bunch of cars. Great conversation with him. He's from the local car club, and we had some good conversations about a whole lot of different things pertaining to car models. As you can see, there's a lot of guys selling old kits. Some are selling newer kits. There's a lot of armor, a lot of aircraft. It was a little bit sparse this year as far as the amount of people that were shopping. We expected a little bit more traffic. Scale Finishes here was one of our sponsors at this show, and they brought some great paint. I love working with those guys. But as you can see, a lot of old kits. Some are out of production. A lot of these are from our local IPMS guys that just thinning out their stash.
Have to modify. There is a conversion fee for it. Yeah, I've seen that too. But but yeah, that's we'll say that's the really weird and wacky stuff. Oh yes. Oh yes. So you.
So as you can see, there was a pretty good selection. You came with some money. We would definitely definitely take it from you, because there was some good things here and some good company. These are all really good guys to chat with. One of the groups from out of town brought a whole bunch of stuff and was vending there to raise money for their local chapter, which was pretty neat. And we'll just kind of go back through it here as we head back towards our table, and we're going to have a seat and try and make some money. So while I was at my table, this gentleman came up to me that I know from the group, and we had a mutual acquaintance, my old friend Alan Kinney, who was really a man that I consider to be my mentor. He got me into IPMS, and he was very patient with me, and he taught me a lot. Well, Alan passed away a couple of years ago. This was the last time I saw him, was at the Phoenix IPMS show, a couple of years before COVID. And, well, he had left some things for me in his will. And this gentleman was there to drop them off. So there was one tub that had a few pieces of armor, and this is one of them. This is a Japanese Katsu. He knew I was into kind of weird and eclectic things, and so he had saved these for me. So this meant a whole lot to me to be able to receive these. A twin 128 mount in 35th scale. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's neat. Alan didn't always finish all of his stuff. There's these two pieces here that are kind of unique. I believe they, as I recall, they are both Soviet. Here is a twin Bofors in 35th scale. That's kind of neat. Definitely unique. And his 148 scale collection of wagons, borax wagons, fire wagons, different things like that. And of course, this is all that he left to me, because he knew that I would cherish it, and I do. These are some wonderful things to have in my collection, that they will definitely be reminding me of my old friend Alan, this neat borax wagon. And then these these egg chips, they're kind of, again, really strange, really different. You can see the great work that he did on these. They look absolutely awesome. Another thing that was kind of somber about this day is 6 years ago to the day, we were vending here at the show. You can see here we are, and we were vending. It was a rainy day. It was kind of over by where the drawing table was this time. But on the very corner there was our friend Mike Mertlick, and what we didn't know was this is the last time we would see Mike alive, because 5 days after being here vending with Mike, he neglected to wake up one morning. So we still miss him dearly. He was a great modeler, particularly with the German aircraft and the German tanks. So miss you, old buddy. And well, this was a fun activity, but it was also in a lot of ways very somber. So thanks for joining us, folks, and